Let's all admit, when we talk about ultra-wealthy women, most of us immediately think of famous celebrities like Jennifer Lopez and Beyoncé. But hey, some good things really go beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, right? And so is the case here, because the truth is, there's a whole other league of female billionaires out there who keep a much lower profile than these top-billed icons. You guessed it right, we're speaking of women who have amassed fortunes beyond our wildest dreams, the kind of wealth that could buy them territories. Yet the twist is, these women in power tend to stay out of the limelight, quietly making their mark on history in their own way. Gear up to have your mind blown as we dive right into the legacies of the richest women in the world. Number 10. Iris Balbina Fontbona Gonzalez. Get ready to meet the queen of big bags, Iris Balbina, the woman who went from living an ordinary life to becoming one of the wealthiest women in the world. And guess what? Her journey down the lane of being Miss Moneybags is nothing short of a dream come true. Growing up, Iris led a pretty normal life. She went to school, hung out with friends, and dreamed of bigger things. But little did she know that life had something incredible in store for her. It all magically changed for her when she crossed paths with the legendary Chilean businessman Andrónico Luksic Aburroa, the founder of Luksic Group. And just like you'd expect, her life took a huge turn, and for good reasons. Imagine being just 17 years old and meeting the richest person in Chile, a man with a net worth of over $4 billion. Yep, that's exactly how Iris's life of luxury began. Despite their 15-year age gap, the couple defied all odds. Yep, Iris and Andrónico were truly a match made in heaven and got married when Iris was just 20 years old. But they say all good things come to an end, right? Well, the lucky couple couldn't escape from fate either. Just like that, tragedy struck on them when Andrónico was diagnosed with cancer, and that's what left Iris to pick up the pieces and carry on his legacy. And the crux of the biscuit is, Iris Fontbona ended up inheriting a fortune so vast, it could make your head spin. After the passing away of her husband, she got an insanely huge portion of his business empire. But that's not all. She also acquired the bulk of his enormous wealth, and that's exactly what made her climb the ladder up to the world's richest woman. And while her sons are the public face of the company, it's Iris who owns the real power. And believe it or not, every major business decision has to be approved by her first, all to ensure that the family's wealth and influence continue to grow. It's hardly surprising that Fontbona enjoys a net worth of a staggering $23.2 billion today. Number 9. Abigail Pierpont Johnson. And now, get ready to learn about a woman so powerful, she could turn heads with her power. Yep, we're talking about none other than Abigail Johnson, a 61-year-old American businesswoman with a fortune that'll drop jaws. But the real question is, how did she get here? Well, it all goes back to her family's legacy. And in case you're curious, the credits trace back to Abigail's grandfather, Edward Crosby Johnson II, who founded Fidelity Investments, one of the largest asset management firms in the world, with assets that total up to a whopping $11.8 trillion. True, Abigail didn't start the company herself, but you'll be stunned to find out about her mark on it. And what's even more shocking is the fact that Abigail Johnson, the unassuming billionaire businesswoman who controls a 24.5% stake in Fidelity Investments, has amassed a fortune of over $22 billion, with full control over a company that employs 45,000 people worldwide. It's safe to say that she's a true force to be known within the world of entrepreneurship. Number 8. Mackenzie Scott. This amazing woman taking the 8th spot on our list doesn't seem to be any less. Yep, Mackenzie Scott isn't just a talented novelist who won an American Book Award, but she also made history as one of the wealthiest women in the world. But if you're considering where it all began, then Mackenzie's net worth skyrocketed after her divorce from the billionaire founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Looking back, the world has thought of the couple as a match made in tech heaven when Mackenzie Scott and Jeff Bezos tied the knot in 1993. A year later, they moved to Seattle to start an online bookstore called Amazon. But as it turned out, Mackenzie wasn't just along for the fun and games. In fact, she was one of the first employees and played just as crucial of a role in Amazon as Bezos himself. Don't they say sometimes the most unexpected twists of fate lead to incredible success? Yep, exactly how it worked for Mackenzie. Her divorce from Jeff Bezos in 2019 left her with a staggering $35.6 billion in Amazon stock, making her one of the wealthiest women on the planet, which obviously accompanied some serious backlash. But hey, it looks like Mackenzie's generosity knows no bounds, and that's just why the billionaire currently stands at $25.3 billion, away from the top spot she once had. Number 7. Georgina Reinhardt. Next up, we have the incredible story of yet another billionaire woman, aka Australia's richest citizen. Let's get this straight. Georgina's a true powerhouse who has built her massive fortune as an Australian mining magnate, businesswoman, and of course, her crazy inheritance. As the executive chairman of Hancock Prospecting, a privately owned mineral exploration and extraction company founded by her father, Gina has really taken the company to new peaks with her impressive work ethic and leadership skills. Trust us, her influence on the Australian mining industry cannot be overstated. And ever since, the powerful woman has continued to prove herself to the world. When she took over the company, it had a total net worth of around $50 million. Not too shabby, right? But what she did with the company is truly mind-boggling. And guess what? Moving forward to 2018, Hancock Prospecting was generating a revenue of a whopping $6 billion. Yep, you heard that right. And if that wasn't impressive enough, that number has since increased to an even more astonishing $7 billion in recent times. Think about it. Who wouldn't want to splurge a little when you're worth a mind-boggling $28.5 billion? But before we head into the next astonishing woman on the list, hit the subscribe button so you're in the loop for more videos from us. Number 6. Suzanne Hannah Ursula Clatton. And now let's talk about the real queen of finance, as they call her, Suzanne Hannah Ursula Clatton. As the daughter of Herbert Quandt and his third wife Johanna, Suzanne had an edge that nobody gets. Yep, she was born into one of Germany's wealthiest and most powerful families. As the scion of the Quandt family, Suzanne had access to all the resources and connections that she needed to build a successful empire. And oh man, did she utilize her skills in business to their full potential, and soon became known as one of the most brilliant minds in the world of investments. But Suzanne didn't stop there. The billionaire is super fond of philanthropy, to which she owes the real difference she has made in the world. As it turns out though, Suzanne had her share of rough times too. Her father's passing left a huge void in her life, but it also presented her with an opportunity to take the reins of the family business and make it her own. After his passing, she acquired his 50.1% stake in the company Altana and 12.5% stakes in BMW, and we're pretty sure you can imagine the rest. Number 5. Miriam Adelson. On to Miriam Adelson, an Israeli-American physician with a quite unique background, who served as a medical officer in the Israeli army at Nes Ziana. Now let's dive into this fascinating story. She met her future husband, Sheldon Adelson, while studying at Rockefeller University. Sheldon's business empire, which includes the famous Las Vegas Sands Corporation, contributed to their combined net worth of over $30 billion. Pretty unbelievable, right? However, after his passing in 2021, the gambling industry changed forever. Adelson inherited his majority ownership at the Las Vegas Sands. With her newfound power and wealth, Adelson now owns over half of the gambling empire, making her one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. And here's a fact that you were waiting for. With a staggering net worth of over $35.6 billion as of 2022, she has just skyrocketed to the 36th position on the Forbes list of world's richest people. Number 4. Jacqueline Mars. Jacqueline is part of the Mars family, and as such, she owns an estimated 1/3 of Mars, the world's largest candy maker. Her grandfather, Frank C. Mars, founded the American candy company Mars Incorporated, and her father and mother, Forrest Mars Sr. and Audrey Ruth, continued his legacy. But Jacqueline is not your average heiress. She made a name for herself as a super successful businesswoman. Jacqueline was drawn to the sweet life and spent almost 40 years of her career with the company, starting in 1982 as the food product group president. Well, that makes one thing pretty clear. Jacqueline Mars has come a long way since her early days at Mars Incorporated. In fact, today she's one of the wealthiest women in the world. And oh, did I mention her staggering net worth of $38.3 billion? No wonder she has the luxury of indulging in her passions and interests all she wants. Number 3. Alice Louise Walton. Imagine inheriting a fortune that would make you one of the richest people in the world. Well, that's the story of Alice Walton, the only daughter of Walmart's founder, Sam Walton. Her father's massive retail empire has made her one of the wealthiest women on the planet, with a net worth of around $68 billion. But hey, that didn't stop the woman from hustling for more. Alice Walton's entrepreneurial spirit led her to found the Llama Company, a subsidiary of Walton Enterprises, back in 1988. The Walmart heiress once retired with a jaw-dropping net worth of around $57.4 billion, becoming the 19th richest person in the world and the second richest woman, according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. But with the competition getting fierce every day in recent years, Alice's rank has slightly shifted, and she now sits in the third spot as the world's richest woman. Number 2. Julia Margaret Koch. It wasn't love at first sight for Julia Margaret Flesher and David Koch when they first met in 1991. In fact, Julia wasn't impressed. But fate had other plans and the two crossed paths again at a party later that year, sparking a romance that led to marriage in May of 1996. Julia left her job in 1993 to focus on her personal life with David, who sadly passed away too soon in 2019. So where does it all come from? Well, with a 42% stake in the family business, the Koch family's fortune comes from Koch Industries, a privately held multinational conglomerate headquartered in Wichita, Kansas, which is currently the second largest privately held company in the United States. And the widow of the billionaire holds the position of president in the David H. Koch Foundation, with a net worth of a whopping $59 billion. Julia is living proof that hard work and determination really pays off. And today, she enjoys being the second most richest woman in the world. Number 1. Francoise Bettencourt Myers. And finally, let's get to who tops the list. Yep, none other than Francoise Bettencourt Myers, a powerhouse businesswoman and billionaire heiress who dominated the top spot since 2022. Well, she has a net worth of about a jaw-dropping $79.3 billion. Yes, you heard that right. Of course, she'd reign the first rank for years to come. Imagine inheriting a massive fortune worth billions of dollars from your grandfather. Well, that's exactly what Francoise Bettencourt Myers did. She is the heiress to the L'Oreal beauty empire, a French personal care company that has made her one of the richest women in the world. Yep, the company was founded by her grandfather, Eugene Schuler. But Francoise has carried on his legacy to become a billionaire businesswoman in ways nobody could have imagined. And if there's one thing more mind-boggling than these insanely rich women and their fortunes, that's clicking on our next video to find out the next surprise we have for you.